Hello, viewers. Hello, people. Hello, people. Hello, viewers. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? Well, Elden Rings is getting closer. Yeah. Get ready, you Elden Ring fans. The Shadows of the Erdtree. Oh, yeah. It's going to challenge you. Oh, yeah. And it has different endings. And I seen an article, another article here where they're talking about Elden Ring is only getting Shadows of the Erdtree DLC. I'm not buying it, okay? Because if Dark Souls if Dark Souls have expansions, Elden Ring should be having some more. But anyway, but this one says the game is gonna offer fewer endings too, depending on what path you chose. Listen to this. It says here Elden Ring's DLC will offer fewer endings than the base game. And it says players will still face some choices. It says Elden Ring features a total of 6 endings for the base game. The director has confirmed that the Shadows of the Erdtree will continue to offer multiple endings. And it says players must face various choices, but the DLC won't offer as many endings as the original release. Well, it says here the wait for Elden Ring's first and only DLC is nearly over. Shadows of the Erdtree is set to offer even more insurmountable challenges to face, expansive location to explore, and new mysteries to uncover. It says From Software has also made sure to keep anticipation going, offering more information on the expansion as the launches approach. Amid a slew of recent details, the developer has confirmed that the Shadows of the Erdtree will feature multiple endings. Why it matters? Like Elden Ring, this DLC will be a major release for the studio since it has been in development over 2 years. It says during the recent interview, director of Elden Rings, Hidetaka Miyazaki explained more details about the DLC, confirming that it would not feature as many endings as the base game. But it says while Elden Ring has 6 endings, Shadows of the Erdtree will not be as ambitious in this regard. Like other parts of the expansion, the team has limited its scope in terms of endings. It says the DLC will not have as many endings, but players will still have to face some choices. Yeah, everybody got choices, man. Anyway, even video games. Anyway, From Software has typically placed DLC between the events of their games, so this is not too surprising. These expansions often serve as independent extensions of the lore after taking players into the past of an alternative path. Still, Shadows of the Erdtree seems to be taking a slightly different approach. It might offer more diverging path than past DLCs from the studio, making it as different an experience as Elden Ring was compared to the previous From Software releases. And then it says here, Shadows of the Erdtree has everyone's attention after Elden Ring sold 23 million units in one game of the year. The game is expected to see major resurge once the expansion is added, welcoming both new and veteran players for a fresh experience. Elsewhere, even other developers are excited about this expansion. The Final Fantasy XIV director has revealed that Square Enix delayed its own expansion for over a week to avoid clashing with From Software upcoming launch. Therefore, it's safe to say that the DLC is shaping up to be a major hit. And that is that. So yeah, Elden Rings, man. The game, the Shadows of that game is. If you have Skyrim and then you have the Dark Soul collection, and then you have Elden Ring and then add the Shadows of the Erdtree expansion on top of all that, oh yeah, you got your hands full. Yeah, 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 and them bosses, they wait. They're waiting for you, you know. So they ain't trying to hear your crying and complaining. Anyway, so yeah, From Software is at it again, man. Here's another article here. It says Elden Ring only getting Shadows of the Erdtree DLC. I'm not buying it. But anyway, it says whereas most From Software received 2 DLCs, Elden Ring will only get Shadows of the Erdtree. From Software president and game director Hidetaka Miyazaki, got it right, confirms to the Chinese website Campfire Camp, thus uh, effectively denying previous rumors for a second expansion slated for 2025. And then it says, it is the first and last DLC. We have no plan to add more content to Elden Rings. From Software style of doing things is that it generally does not allow the future of an IP to be easily locked. So it's better to leave some possibilities. But as far as Shadows of the Erdtree is concerned, it is the only DLC. Well, time will tell, you know. Time will tell. Anyway, it says here, see if I can get this. Miyazaki explained why that is the case. Elden Ring emphasized the exploration and the adventure of the big world. In order to provide such an experience, a vast and huge scene is inevitable, needed. Therefore, instead of splitting it into several parts, it is better to simply make one big. If they were sold separately, the freedom of exploration and sense of adventure would be reduced. Maybe. Could be some truth. Could be. I don't think so. I just think let me get to that. It says it took From Software over 2 years to make Shadows of the Erdtree, so the DLC must be meaty. Indeed, in the interview, Miyazaki also said some of the mysteries left unsolved in the base game will be answered in the expansion. Although he can't guarantee fans will obtain a greater understanding of the overall story. Players will, however, encounter many new characters, some indirectly known characters such as the Micah, Mikhail will certainly still present throughout the story. Furthermore, Torina also appears in the DLC, and the relationship between the two characters will. What do you say? He says, if I can get this, I'm almost done here. Whoops. Okay. The relationship between the two characters will be shown in a better way. And then it says here, whoops. Always running from me. Come back here. Trying to mess with me. It says Shadows of the Erdtree is scheduled to launch on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, June 21st, when players will be able to dive into the land of Shadow to face its 10 new bosses while yielding 8 new weapons types. Now, he said something about the thing that got me when he said let's see. Whoops. Oh, there you go. There you go. Let me get it. Let me get this here. He said this. He said, Elden Ring emphasized the exploration and the adventure of Big World. In order to provide such an experience, a vast and huge scene is inevitably needed. Therefore, instead of splitting it into several parts, it is better to simply make one big. If they were sold separately, the freedom of exploration and the sense of adventure would be reduced. Look, an expansion keeps the story going. So let's say Shadows of the Erdtree had four expansion. An expansion will keep the game going. An expansion will keep the game intact. And an expansion will keep the fan base interests. Keep the fan base locked onto that game, because let's say Elden Ring had 4 expansions, it would keep the fan base attention locked. And I mean, at some point, yeah, the story, I mean, the story has to end, but let's say if you had to say, let's say 4 expansions, let's say you had 3 expansions after Shadows of the Erdtree, it will keep the fan base interest, keep the fan intact, you know, keep the fan expectation up, give them something, give them some new story, new challenges. It will be like what Blizzard did with World of Warcraft. So for the director to say that, I'm like, I think expansions are good. You know, they're good. They're good to add, you know, to the game, because it keeps that world and that universe, you know, alive. You know, so it will be like, just like doing, say, World of Warcraft, because World of Warcraft got so many expansions. got about what, 7 to 6 expansions, or probably 8. So yeah, and there's millions of people that plays World of Warcraft. So I don't think expansions like ruin expansion don't ruin Elden Rings. It just keeps the story growing, keeps the game alive, keeps the fan base intact. So, you know, give the fans something new to do, and you know, just keep the, you know, let's keep the game fun and exciting, because you're always gonna, the gameplay won't stay the same. It's just, you're always facing something new and something, you know, something challenging within the game. So I think expansions, I think 4 expansions for Elden Ring 4 or even 3 would be nice. But that's just me, you know. But I mean, let me know what y'all think of that. You know, do you think that expansions would ruin Elden Ring? Let's say after Shadows of the Erdtree, would you like another expansion? That's the question. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy, though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek playing. Poor Dark Side. Count. Base. Okay. Time to feed them. 3 videos coming. There.